The summer of 2021 is destined to be unforgettable for the American people. In the past week, many parts of North America have continuously broken the record of the highest temperature in history. The highest temperature in Oregon reached 47.2 degrees Celsius on June the 29th, and Seattle also set a new high on the same day, reaching 42.2 degrees Celsius. According to foreign media statistics, at least 76 people in the United States have died of high temperatures, of which elderly people with limited mobility accounted for the majority. This is a new round of social public crisis that the United States has faced since the epidemic and winter storms. The high temperature of the once in 1,000 years once again tore off the fig leaf of poor governance by the US government, due to the old infrastructure. The power supply system and cables in many states melted due to high temperature, causing large-scale power outages in many places. According to the Washington Post statistics, about 17,000 households in Washington state have power outages. New York Mayor Blasio also advocated to the public to reduce electricity consumption. The reduction in electricity consumption at such a high temperature, and even the face of power outages, is tantamount to worsening the situation for the American people. In addition, due to the high temperature and the deformation of the road surface, it has seriously affected people's travel. People are trapped in homes lacking electricity due to the high temperature, and they are miserable. Bloomberg published an article stating that the reason why the United States broke the high temperature record was rains in China. The US media did not focus on domestic infrastructure issues, but instead attributed high temperature natural disasters to China. Obviously, they wanted to turn the contradictions exposed in the country to China, so as to conceal the truth of the government's ineffectiveness. Disaster is the best way to test the maturity of a political party. Obviously, the behavior of the US government in response to disasters is extremely unqualified. Dealing with the COVID-19, making the United States the world's #1 country in terms of number of infections and deaths. In response to the heavy snowfall in Texas, tens of thousands of families fell into water and power outages. Now that the high temperature hits, dozens of people have died and tens of thousands of homes have been blacked out. Different disasters have similar endings. The American people have perfectly explained what the water is deep and the fire is hot means. And the American government should be responsible for the people's miserable status quo. As the world's largest country, the United States cannot properly handle any public crisis. It is because the government has not focused on the interests of the people, but has focused on sanctions against other countries and safeguarding world hegemony. In the face of such a government, the American people can only pray for Jesus to come for blessing.